what does your spirituality look like and feel like to you? It and your connection to self are intricate. And some people, who can I talk? Brene Brown, amazing. And she speaks of spirituality, but she's very, very scholarly. She's very academic. Her background is, being a college professor and lecturing hundreds of people. And she speaks of having a spiritual awakening. And it was in this age group, she's, I believe, mid-40s. And she talks about how for her, it was about realizing that she couldn't have an emotional life through academia, through her research, that she had to connect to it emotionally. That's the best way I can explain it. I'm paraphrasing completely, but her awakening was very much linked between her academic self and her spiritual self, her soul, and merging those two. And look at the amazing material that she now offers with that extra, not just data, but an aspect of Brene that is connected to spirit, to her guidance, to the unseen universal energies at play. It is enriching. It's an aspect of us that highlights us, accentuates all of our amazingness and our goodness. So I really encourage in this phase of life, if you don't have a spiritual life, to cultivate one. Talk to God. Visualize what you have, whatever works, and say, I don't quite know where to go from here. I can't seem to find the support that I need in this realm. So I'm really asking for some help from the upper realm. Who are my people? Who are my guides? What's right for me? Please bring it. I am open. And it might sound silly, but it's authentic and it's genuine. And I can tell you now, it's very difficult for the spiritual realms to help us if we don't ask. It's this idea of putting out a certain energy, as we talked about yesterday. You put something out there, you get something back. It's a very give and take system with universal energies, with guidance. Do you mean it, they wonder? Are you going to put some skin in the game? And when we do, absolutely the energy shifts and something comes down the pike that we never could have imagined. I've lived it for the past 6 years. It was a whole new way of being for me. But it was absolutely essential to reclaiming the territory of me, to reconnect to my authentic self and figure out who that even was and what she looked like and what she wanted and who she wanted to be in the world and what did I want to bring. Did I just want to continue existing, or do I want a life? Do I want to show my daughter how to, martyr herself in a life that brings no fulfillment and no growth? Or do I model risk-taking for her and compassion for myself and for her and her dad and making a really hard move that we all needed to have happen to shift us all into another level of being? It's an amazing thing, and I want so much to help people find that opening, that access that is there. It's not about being special. It's not about being favored. Nobody is better than anyone else. When you talk about higher consciousness, it's not higher consciousness like in a hierarchy. Nobody's higher up above anyone else than someone else. It's simply perspective. Higher consciousness just means that this person has made a choice to elevate their way of thinking and seeing the world in a broader way and in a more spiritual way. But they're not better than someone else. They've just made a decision about how they want to experience the world and how they want to view others and what is happening around us. In stressful times like this, during COVID, this spiritual connection has absolutely been a game changer for me. I watch people who don't have that, who live in this very small reality that we are afforded in this life. Of you only, can get what you get if you compete with people and are mean, and everybody's crazy, and just protect yourself, and get mad about everything, and bitter, and don't believe in anything, just survival, and that's all that matters. These folks are struggling during this quarantine. They're really having a hard time being hopeful of seeing beyond the craziness and all of the fear. When you're connected to yourself, truly connected to yourself and to spirit, to the higher powers at play, you just know that everything's going to be okay. And I know that sounds woo-woo, but when you see the world for the sort of giant play that is being acted out by a lot of souls on an adventure, on a field trip, if you will, we're all, like I said yesterday, spiritual beings having a physical experience. And when you view the world through that lens, it's really hard to be scared. You just don't see things in that small, ego-based way. You see it in a broad, spiritual soul way of, oh, this is where we're at now. That's really interesting. What can I bring to the world? What can I offer to maybe help people feel a little better? What smart things do I need to do for my family and for myself to survive? But, it's all going to be okay. And I'm going to, trust Spirit, God, to help me make the right choices and do the right things to not bring more damage into the world and survive all of this. This is going to be quite a learning curve. Very different way of experiencing times of great stress, right?